Hi folks, Marco here from 3Dsurvey, and today I would like to present you in this video what's new in 2.13. And let's start immediately with really nice, exciting new features. And must say that first two improvements are connection with speed up of the processing time, because we know if you have a bigger data set, the processing time can be up to 4 or 5 hours, even a day or two if you have a really big one. And we know time is money. Speed up the processing time means that you can process more projects per day, you can work faster, more efficient, finish more projects, and that's why we spend really a lot of time to improve this part of the software. And what we did, we put the dense reconstruction on multiple GPU support. So what does it mean? Currently, if you have more graphic cards in a single computer, you can just work twice or triple faster when you're calculating the dense reconstruction point cloud. So this is the most time consuming in the whole workflow when you're calculating the point cloud calculation, but no, if you have more graphic cards, you will be faster. Let's check where is this in the software. If you open the 3Dsurvey 2.13 and go under the options, application settings, now you have GPU tab, and now here are listed your graphic cards. Because I have a laptop computer, a 14-inch, really small one. It has inside just one graphic card, and this is NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2060. That's why I can use this graphic card for the processing if I would have more graphic cards in my computer, or if you have more graphic cards in your desktop computer, those graphic cards will be listed here. What you need to know is we support NVIDIA graphic cards. So you will see them here. You can select them, deselect them. Of course, to speed up the processing time, use all of them. What you need to know, if you click on info, my memory capacity of graphic card is 6 GB of memory. It's great to have at least 4 GB or more for the dense reconstruction step. So if you have 2 or 3 graphic cards with plus 4 GB of memory, use all of them. If you have, let's say, 2 graphic cards, one have 2 GB and another one 4 GB, I would select those one with 2 GB of memory. But this is usually pretty old graphic cards already, not so powerful one. And in this case, the speed improvements would not be so efficient, so maybe it will be even better if you just work with a stronger one. But if you have, let's say, 2 or 3 with 4 GB of memory plus, use all of them and you will be just twice or triple faster. Then, as I already explained, the second one, it's also speed up improvements, and it's connected with the feature extraction. As you know, the main workflow is bundle adjustment, orientation, dense reconstruction, and the GPU feature extraction is connected with this first step, with the bundle adjustment step. If we open here another project, so here we can see those 3 main steps. And in a bundle adjustment, we have the first step, which is so-called feature extraction. Here are some settings, but what's important, now we are calculating those elements in a graphic card, not anymore on a CPU, and this is just 10 times faster. So you have 200, 300, or let's say 1000 images. This will be definitely nice time improvements also for you, and you can finish your project faster. Then another improvement is functional improvements. We were waiting for this one really long, but we finally finished it. It comes to the list, so it's done, and it's so-called mesh calculation with breakline support. It's a really nice one. If you need to overcome from traditional data to photogrammetry data, now you're able to do this. No one software, I think, has so nicely solved this function. So if you are just starting with this technology and you still have a lot of traditional projects which you would like to combine now with the drone data, with the photogrammetry results, now you are able to do this because we are able to calculate nice surfaces with the help of constrained Delaunay triangulation. And let me show you how it works. If you go and import your traditional survey data like a load cat, let's find my folder with 3D points. This is it. I need to set my delimiter to space, to comma, and here I can see point name, X, Y, and Z value, import them, and I can immediately see my 3D points which were measured with a GPS or GNSS device. What I will do, I will use multiple selection tool and just delete points which are not in my area of interest. I will also select all points and smaller the font size to 6. I think this is the minimum size. We can see already now 3D points measured with a GNSS device. They represent realistic terrain on a field, and what I can do now, I can go to mesh, and this is the new function, triangulate mesh from CAD data. I will select just my layer where those points are and click on calculate, and immediately the surface was calculated. Let's turn also show grid option, and now we can see those big triangles which connect each point together and define my perfect surface. So if you have a stockpile or maybe open pit mine measured with a GNSS device, now you will get a perfect surface. Then what's in addition, in case those points were not automatically perfectly connected, like in my case, I can see I would probably need to connect those 2 points. You can import break lines, or actually even more, you can draw break lines in a 3D survey. So I'll go back to CAD, create a new layer, break lines, let's make the layer active, select my color, let's take the yellow one, nicely visible, increase the thickness, and now what I need to do, I just need to, first I need to select my draw line tool and just connect those lines, those points with my break line. Let's see if I have another example here. Okay, probably here. The surface should go like that. So before those points were not connected, I had now 2 break lines in my scenarios, and what I can do now, let's first go to mesh, turn off the mesh. So these are now my input data, and I can go once again mesh, triangulate mesh, and now I will use both layers. In the first one I have points, in the second one I have break lines. Click on calculate, the surface is immediately calculated. You can see this is in less than a second, and let's inspect perfectly. So now the surface goes also based on my break line, and I have perfect results right here. So if you have stockpile and you are measuring volumes, you can really nicely generate surfaces. If you are connecting 3D survey maps or something like that, and you need to connect curve on the upper side for the lower side, you can import this all as a break lines in the surface, get perfect surfaces out of it, improve surfaces, anything like that. So the really useful tool, really powerful situation also when you need to combine traditional data with photogrammetry data. Then in addition, what's also added here, when you have that kind of surface and you will maybe need to connect profile lines or something like that, we all know we are calculating profiles based on point cloud. So you can't calculate profile based on this mesh, But what we did, if you go on the right mouse on your mesh, click convert to point cloud, let's define 100 points per square meter, click on calculate, we convert this mesh in a point cloud view. In a point cloud type actually, we have 1.4 million of point cloud, and now you are easily able to calculate, profilize the same way as you did it before. Let's just quickly select and calculate 10 profile lines based on calculated point cloud from mesh. And here are actually my profile lines. Okay, this feature wasn't on my list, but it was just adds on. Okay, let's go with the next improvement. Again, next improvement is optimization. It's actually memory optimization during the point cloud classification. We know that previous version has quite a lot of issue if you have 100 or let's say 200 million of points and you have just 16 gigabyte of memory. This is kind of a standard number of memory size if you have a laptop or standard computer. And when we were doing point cloud classification, we duplicate the number of points and so on, and that's why we need a lot of memory, everything stops and so on. We spend really a lot of time, improve this step, and now if you're able to view point cloud in 3Dsurvey, you will be also able to do the point cloud classification because we don't duplicate the data. We use the same amount of the data, works really nice, really powerful, and now you're able to easily classify it on a standard computer also 100 million of points or even more with no problem. Okay, next one, improvement, again functional improvements. Now you're able to calculate your volume based on cat selection. You don't need to export boundary lines as a DXF, import them again and so on. Now you can directly just select your area of interest based on cat data. Let me show you this in my second example. Here we have already calculated regular grid mesh, which is perfect for volume calculation. We can see already two selected boundaries around the stockpiles. Let's go to the cat, volume area and sand. Let's create a new layer, material 1, make layer active. I will select green color. Let's take this one, increase the size, go to draw line tool. I would like to snap just some triangles. It's good enough for the volume calculation. Really quickly select my area of interest. Okay, like so. What's here important, you need to snap on an endpoint. Now I will turn on also endpoint snapper. So the line, the polyline, it's actually closed. If you go to select tool and click on the line, you will see in attributes, this is a closed line. Okay. And now I have here 3 layers, 3 closed lines around my area of interest. And what I can do, I can go to mesh, click on calculate volume and select from cat, select my input layers for volume calculation and click on calculate. Immediately those point clouds were selected based on cat selection. Couple of more minutes or seconds and we will see the result. When we get the volume calculation, the name of the volume results will be the same as the layers. If you will have more selection in a single layer, you will get a hashtag number 1 material, number 2 material, and so on. Okay, here we can see the values. We can see the total values. When I confirm this one, You have also really nice presentation in a 3D, and if you do with the CAT drawing tool, you have also less those white connection lines and looks more fascinating, more nicer, more representative in comparison to the old approach. And as you can see, it's really cool. Let's check how this looks like also in an orthophoto view. Now the colors are based on the CAD line colors. If you'd like to get that kind of view also in an orthophoto view, you just need to go back to mesh. Okay, first click on clear to lose the color of selection, and then the second thing you need to go to CAD and hide those lines in a CAD, and now you will get also realistic colors that you can see how much material actually is, so kind of a height map view over the orthophoto. But of course, in a volume tab view, you can additionally see before surface, after surface, and how much fill and cut there was actually done. Okay, as you can see, really powerful feature, improvements in a 2.13 version. Then another one which are not described like so here, but I can just explain you really quickly. It's multi-core support for matching on CPU. So again, the speed up improvements, Turbo JPEG library, it's integrated, so we read the imager faster and read out them faster. Again, the speed up improvements. Then another optimization improvements. We use more than 40% less of a memory in this version in comparison to the previous one. So it means you don't need to buy additional memory and you can continue working with your existing computer. Then we develop also a GeoID converter. It's kind of external application. So if you have your local GeoID file and you would like to use it in a 3Dsurvey software, this is really important. If you have an RTK drone, then you can share this GeoID with us. Just send it on support@3dsurvey.si. We will convert it to you and send you back. Then, as you already saw, improved visualization for volume results on a 2D. So over the orthophoto, you get a really nice height map of volume. You can immediately see where they grab material away, where they put some material on it, and so on. And then again, additional support for XMP data for some drones like EB, Vintra, DJI, X7 camera, Unique, and so on. So right now, when you import the images, you don't need to preset anything. The camera is pointing correctly down. You can just start with the processing. Okay, if I conclude again, a lot of speed up improvements. The software is more powerful. Two really nice functional improvements as a match with brake line support, which is kind of a blockbuster of this version. And of course also additional improvements when you are calculating volumes based on CAD layers. Forgot to mention before here, even if you have just contour lines or height lines or something like that, let's say contour lines, you can calculate surfaces also based on contour lines. Okay, I would finish with this video right now. Thank you for listening and can't wait to present you what's going to be new in a 2.14. Okay, see you next time. Wish you a great day. Bye bye.